So at age 50, I did something really strange. I decided to go out for a 2-hour run, and it unlocked something crazy inside of me. I ended up leading to years of ultra running and trail running over the age of 50. But this video is not about trail running. I'm sorry about the shakiness. I'm actually out here running and covered in dog hair, and it's early on Sunday morning. This video is about, I don't know, the value of trying something new, especially over the age of 50. I was a lifter and I got pretty strong, got my body weight up a lot, and then made a dramatic body transformation. And, I'd been into fitness my entire life, ran a little bit, but like anybody else, the thought of doing like an ultra run was ridiculous. Even doing a 10K seemed ridiculous. It seemed absolutely mind-blowingly ridiculous. And even consider, trying a half marathon wasn't on my radar at all. But then something really strange happened. When I made my body transformation, I picked up a lot of friends that had, on Instagram, that had made body transformations as well. One of them was a female named Sarah. She was friends with me and my wife. And one day we were just out randomly driving, I think, to see family in Indiana. And we saw that Sarah did a 24-hour endurance run. We're like, what in the heck is a 24-hour endurance run? Are you kidding me? She ran 50 miles. Your brain is just trying to process this stuff because it doesn't make any sense at all. So up until that point, me and my wife had been hiking a lot. We did a lot of hiking. I like to hike. When I got my life together and my act together after age 45, I started doing a lot of hiking. So my wife's from Australia. She came over and I'm showing her Ohio, and we're doing a lot of hiking. So on the way back through Indiana, we stopped at a trail, and I looked over at my wife and I said, what do you think about trying to run this for 2 hours instead of just trying to hike it? Now, my wife Fiona is super adventurous, so she didn't blink an eye at that. And I don't know that we thought we could actually do it, but we decided to go out an hour and then try to come back an hour. I mean, one of the ways you can push yourself is if you go out an hour, you're forced to come back an hour, even if we're only walking. So we had never trail run before. I mean, I ran like a 2-mile run, just in a parking lot a month before, just to see if I could do it. But we had never trail run before. We'd hiked enough, obviously. But the curious thing is we went out and we did it, and it didn't feel that bad. It didn't feel like the end of the world. In fact, it unlocked something I didn't even know was there to be unlocked. Now, that drive home changed something in me that day, because as we were hopping in the car in this hiking trail in Indiana, it dawned on me, let's do something really crazy. I like big challenges. So I said to her in the car, I said, what do you think about trying to run 2 hours a day, 5 days a week? Because my brain was just saying this wasn't as bad as I thought. But then I just created something absolutely ridiculous. Let's set a goal of running 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, my wife, unafraid of anything, said, sure, let's do it. So we decided to up the ante, and we looked at each other and said, probably my stupid idea, let's try to do this for a full year. Well, long story short, we ended up doing this for a full year for charity. There was a local boy that was in a wheelchair. He was involved in a very, very bad car accident. And his name was Aiden. We decided to do this run for an entire year to support his charity. It helped us remain accountable, and we were doing it for a good reason. Well, we ended up running for an entire year, at least 10 hours a week. It was called the Run for Aiden. It got press on the news. We were on TV several times, and long story short, we were able to buy Aiden a nice van. So during that year, it was an absolute crazy year. We got into ultra running, trail running. I ended up running over 650Ks, 10 trail marathons, and for my 52nd birthday, I ended up running for 52 hours. I gave myself a 52-hour endurance challenge, and I ended up running 100 kilometers, which is something I never thought I could do. But again, this video is not about trail running, and it's not about running. It's about, I tried something different. Over the age of 50, when I'm basically done, right? And it absolutely unlocked something that led me on the adventure of a lifetime. Now, when I say this was an adventure of a lifetime, I'm not joking. We ran everywhere. We were running 12 to 14 hours a week. Every Saturday, we would go out and just run as long as we felt like it. Some days 4, some days 6, some days a half marathon, some days longer. And some days we would actually do structured runs. And it just led to a crazy adventure. We ended up running in Scotland. We ended up running in Australia. We ended up running in America in probably at least 10 states. Now, if you think back to when you were a teenager or in your early 20s, and you would say to yourself, I'm going to be in my early 50s and doing this stuff, you don't think it's possible. You absolutely, in no way would ever think this is possible. Even in my 40s, I didn't think it was possible. When I was really unhealthy with type 2 diabetes, when my weight got up to 346 pounds, I couldn't even walk to the mailbox without my heart rate racing. Now, the point of this video is pretty simple, and I think it speaks for itself. The value of going out and trying something different. I'm certainly not encouraging anything that could be physically reckless, because I know some of you have health challenges and injuries and conditions and things stacking up. But the physical side, just setting that aside, trying something new unlocks something. It doesn't matter if it's physical, it doesn't matter if it's a new hobby, a new interest, taking a new class. Just trying something new absolutely unlocked the adventure of a lifetime. If I could just have you guys take away one thing from this video, it would be, don't shy away from trying something new, from getting outside of your comfort zone, from making radical decisions on the spot. Like, I'm just gonna go for this, I'm gonna do this. I mean, what is the downside? You know, that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. It's kind of an art to listening to life around you. Sometimes we can actively seek adventure, but if we listen close, sometimes adventure is just finding us. And that's how it was in my case. You know, so who knows? You might have a painting class that pops up in your neighborhood, or a book club, or a community 5K run. I'm certainly not telling you guys to go out and get involved with something you're not interested in. But when that spark hits and you're like, you know, in your brain, you're like, I might try this. You know, why shouldn't I try this? The only thing I can say is try it, give it a try. Either you're going to miss out on a day and you have a new story, like we could have went out that day in Indiana and absolutely failed and came away like with a different story. Or you're going to look back in 5 years and say, that random decision to go on a 2-hour run absolutely changed my life. The biggest messages of this channel is to reject the lie that you're done. And I don't care what it is, just go out and reject that lie this week.